I'd like to start off and talk a little bit about where's your stuck as a CEO and as a business owner.
Well, sticking points, like with any other business, is getting new customers. Obviously, the cost of new customer acquisition keeps going up. So as you get bigger, the next customer you acquire is going to cost you more. And retention is challenging because of new dynamics changing in the credit card space in terms of how credit card companies issue and maintain credit cards and how consumers utilize credit cards. And so that's a challenge, retention and new customer acquisition.
Yeah. I'm so glad you brought that up because I talk a lot about this, Gary, when I'm coaching clients, which is a lot of times people don't think about the cost of acquisition. And on top of the cost of acquisition, in many cases, they don't think about the lifetime value of a client. And so, those two things I think go so hand in hand. Think community, a lot of companies are stuck. And I would say almost a lot of people, especially newer companies, aren't even thinking like this, Gary, right? The kind of the acquisition cost of a client and then the lifetime value of a client. So I appreciate you bringing that up because as you're talking about retention, not only of customers, but are you talking, there's also internal people and as well as customers, they all go hand in hand. So thanks for bringing that up. Let's dive into that. As a company, how are you dealing with, the cost of an acquisition? And then how do you reverse engineer the marketing to kind of get out there and build that?
Sure. So first of all, you have to look at your opportunities in terms of who's your customer. You have to understand your customer. You have to understand where to get the low intent or high intent consumers versus low intent consumers. And so your high intent consumers are usually going to come from search, people searching for your brand, your product category. Your low intent consumers are going to come from other places, display advertising, email marketing, social media. And so you have to kind of quantify the value of those customers. Then you have to look at the lifetime value in terms of how long these customers stick around. Low intent customers tend to stick around less. High intent customers tend to stick around longer. And then you allocate your budgets towards these groups of people. Now, usually we'll run out of high intent consumers faster because there's a finite number of them. And low intent consumers tend to be just a bigger group of people, more opportunities. And so you have to get very granular. You have to start testing different approaches in terms of marketing content, in terms of price points, offers, and figure out the one that works best for these different groups. Yeah. Then you have to consider international opportunities, etc. So there's a lot of work. There's a lot of A/B testing. Yeah. A lot of companies will follow rules. They don't know how to test properly. We have a scientific approach to everything. We track every nuance of customer experience, and that's the only way you can scale.
I love it. I think community, that was just a master's class. And so in under 4 minutes, Gary, thank you. Thank you for that.